real, and how does that get on my plate?
Well, cooking for real is true to my heart. I love the show because it's what I do every day in my kitchen. I get in there and I cook foods from my youth when I was growing up in the military, and I cook foods that I've had throughout my travels, in my adult life, going around and eating out places and just having a good time eating. So I bring that all back into the kitchen. And cooking for real is about me sharing that with the viewers and hopefully giving them some recipes so they can break out of their cooking recipes. Sometimes people eat the same things over and over again. And then how that get on my plate, I love that show because I'm a researcher. And I just with the internet, if you ever find something on TV or in a magazine and you want to know more about it, you just start Googling or you'll do all these kinds of searches about it. I'm like that with food. So the Food Network thought it'd be great if I did a show where I go out and I research exactly how food comes to the products that we eat every day. So how that get on my plate starts with a raw product like milk. So I'll go to a farm and I'll milk a cow, and then I'll figure out how to get that milk that I got from the cow to the farm to pasteurization and turn it into butter and yogurt and ice cream and all of those things. So it's a fun show and you learn at the same time. I'll call it infotainment.
That's really nice. What first inspired you to take cooking beyond your own kitchen and to families through Food Network?
Well, what happened is I really love cooking so much, and what inspired me is I just started cooking for others. I was living by myself, and a lot of times when you cook, you have leftovers, or you make more than enough for yourself, and you don't want to eat it all and be greedy, so I take it to work and feed my friends, and then all of a sudden they started asking me to cook more than I had time. And so I said, well, let me start a catering business, because I'm taking more than I have, but I still had another job that I had to do at a radio station, just like you. I was interviewing people a lot. So after I did the catering business for some time, the Food Network called me because they heard that I was cooking for people and that they liked it. So they said, would you like to give it a try on TV with Irma Lagasse? And I said, sure. But initially, the reason that I started cooking in the first place was I grew up eating so much good food. When I turned 18 and I joined the Air Force and I was out on my own, I didn't have anyone to cook it for me anymore. My mom wasn't there and my dad wasn't there. They both cooked really great gourmet meals when I was growing up. So it was more so I love to eat, so I have to cook. I couldn't afford to go out to eat every night at a restaurant, so I had to figure out how to do it at home.
I like to help my mom cook. Do you ever do shows meant to inspire little girls to cook with their mothers?
Yeah, a lot of times. One of my favorite episodes, we were talking about it earlier, is peanut butter and jelly pancakes. Now, I'm a kid too. I love eating it, but it's one of those easy recipes where a mom and a daughter on a weekend can get together and make themselves a really nice brunch with homemade syrup and homemade pancakes and peanut butter. Who doesn't like peanut butter and jelly? And a lot of times, a lot of my recipes are really easy. That's what I love about Food Network. There's so many different things and types of cooking that you can find on the network. And if you go on foodnetwork.com and you do a search for Sunny Anderson's recipes, a lot of mine are rated easy. They have the easy, intermediate, medium, hard, difficult. Mine are easy. So anyone can do it. It's like cooking ratatouille. You know what I mean? Anyone can do it. So a lot of my recipes are definitely mom and daughter, dad and son, or the entire family friendly to get to the kitchen. But watch the knife and the hot stove. Yes, always.
I don't like to cook.
Yeah, never turn on an appliance without asking your parents, and never use a knife without asking your parents. Usually under their supervision. Yes.
This now is going to be Paige and I'm going to do that now.
Hi, Paige.
Hi. So, what is your favorite recipe?
My favorite recipe is my cider brine fried chicken. Because a lot of people love fried chicken, but they don't know how to make it, and they don't know how to make it good. And so what I do with the chicken is I soak it in cider, apple cider overnight, a little bit of salt water. That's called brining. It's just like marination, it's brine. And then the next day, before I fry it, dunk it in an egg wash with like salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper, so it's spicy and hot. And then instead of just dredging it in flour, I dredge it with flour and cornstarch. And cornstarch does like a chemical reaction when it hits a lot of things, and it starts making air bubbles, and so it makes it light and crispy along with the flour. So that's definitely my favorite recipe.
That sounds delicious. It's very delicious.
I can make it with my eyes closed.
When did you fall in love with cooking?
Oh man, I fell in love with cooking, probably watching my grandma. Like we only visited her like maybe once a year growing up, and she was that grandmother that had breakfast on the stove all day long. She was always making pie or a cake, and she took her time with it. There was no rush. There was art to it. She put love into it. There were no measurements. She was baking, which is unheard of. How do you bake without measurements? But I fell in love with just watching her do it. It's just a beautiful art. It's like painting. It's like writing a poem. You know what I mean? It's like an art form to me. So I think I fell in love with it when I was watching her at an early age make cake.
That's really inspiring. At Thanksgiving, who cooks?
Oh, goodness. Well, at Thanksgiving, this year I'm cooking because I've never done a full-on Thanksgiving. I'm always a guest at someone's house, and this year I have a new boyfriend, so I thought that I would invite his family over, but I'm still going to have Mom they do a pork butt that's like braised in the oven for a long time, and it pulls apart. It's really, really good, and I'm going to let her do that, but I'm going to handle the turkey. So definitely going to do turkey, there's going to be yams, there's going to be mac and cheese. We're going to have to do the standard like green bean casserole because I like to do the leftovers. And I have a really good show coming up on the network, What to Do with Your Thanksgiving Leftovers, that are really innovative, like what to do with your day old stuff. It gets hard the next day. I've got a really good way to wake it up. So Thanksgiving is, I love Thanksgiving. Don't you?
Yeah.
It's almost like you go on a diet before Thanksgiving starts just so you can eat bad, Don't go on a diet, kids. That's for the adults.
So there you have it. You can catch Sunny on How Back End of My Place Mondays at 9:30